Something else I love about the ribbons is stacking them. So this one I love because you just take again some of those basic ribbons, and instead of just doing one ribbon each way, you actually do multiple ribbons, but you're actually weaving them in and out, which makes it look really cool. So once again, and if I wanted to, I could still put, you know, a little poofy ribbon on here or something too, like we just did. So that is another great idea of how to make it look just a little bit different than maybe what they're used to. Now, another way to do ribbons that I really like, and this has to do with the repurposing of scrap material too, is you can take scrap paper. You can take scrap paper, by the way, if you're having to stuff boxes like we talked about earlier, another great use of the scrap paper is to ball it up and use it to stuff those boxes to take away some of that empty space instead of just having to recycle or throw away the paper anyway. But if you have scrap paper, you can fold it this way, like fold it long way, and then fold it the other way, like that. And then you'll have one end that's got, you know, all opens, and the other end that's got the folds. So take your scissors and just cut those two folds so that you have two ends that are all open, right? And then you're gonna take the paper and you're just gonna cut it into strips like this, but you're not gonna cut it all the way off. You're still gonna leave that top row where all the paper is being held together. And you're gonna have this, right? And so then of course you take what you would use to make the ribbons all spirally, and you do the same thing with these little pieces of paper. Just like that. And you do that all the way down on both sides, and then after you've done that to both sides, you end up with this, okay? Then you can fold it over and tape it together. Like that. And then you can tape it on the gift. So if I were gonna put it on this box, I could tape it right on there like that. And I could make more if I wanted to be a bigger poof, or they could be longer, or whatever the case is gonna be. But that's a really fun idea too. You can do it with just about anything. So this is this wrapping paper that's scrap. This is one made from this wrapping paper, scrap. This is one made from a page of a magazine, which is kind of fun. This one was made from a newspaper. So like I said, you could do it with almost anything. It's a really easy way to repurpose some of the scraps and not spend the money on bows, but still have it be really fun and creative. So you have that idea. And then of course the last type of bow that I work with are these types right here. And that is the ribbon that is a little bit more expensive. So, but if you like that, this is the kind of ribbon you can buy where it's got really thin metal on the edges of the ribbon so that it'll hold, you know, the shape. And so what happens is, I've already cut this one. I generally just use the box to see how much I need. Like I'll wrap the ribbon around it before I cut it off. So let me show you how I do this. The box is sitting straight up. My seam is right here, so I'm gonna try to cover that. What I do is I wrap it around the bottom first. So what's happening is, you know, it's flat across the top, come across the bottom. And when you get to the bottom, you're going to have to twist it like this so that you can wrap it up the sides as well. It's okay that it's twisted on the bottom. It's fine because it's going to be sitting on that, so most people aren't going to see that anyway. So you pull it up the sides like this, and then you tie it, just like a normal knot. Now you could just tie it that one time and make the bow, but it could loosen, you know, as time goes on. So I actually prefer to do a double knot just to make sure that it's nice and tight. Sorry about that. And then you just make a normal bow. Let's see if I can do it like this. Just like you're tying your shoelaces, right? So you wrap it around, pull it through. Now this ribbon is a little bit short. Normally I would cut it a little bit longer so I have more to work with. But once you've got it tied, then you just go back in and make it look nice. So you just poof out the edges like that. Because they're just all tight because you were just messing with it and pushing on it. So You do it like that. Now, the only difference between this ribbon and this ribbon is that I had extra ribbon left over after tying it. It was longer, so I could make the nice big poofs. In fact, if I did this, probably what I would do is I would just make another ribbon. Because sometimes you want to even have like extra ribbon. That's what I love about these shears, they can even cut through the little wires, no problem. But if I had a ribbon like this, but I wanted it to be a little bit bigger and flowier, I'd probably just cut extra. I'm gonna untie this loopy part so that I can do another knot in here. I'm just gonna cheat and add extra ribbon. That's what I'm doing. So there we go, now we have another knot there. So now I can go back in and do what I did before, tie that first bow. By the way, I am not an expert bow tire, so if you're the person where you can't like tie those perfect bows on clothing or any other thing, you are just like me. I can't either, but this I can do because again, the wires hold the shape. It's more like sculpting a bow than having to be able to tie a bow perfectly, which is why I love this type of ribbon. So now I've got that little bow, and then now I can go back in and make an even bigger one right on top of that little one. So see, that's where if you wanted to have big ones like that, you can. And you can either leave these to sort of hang, but a lot of times too, I'll just make them look like extra parts of the bow, like stuff it underneath, like that, pull it around, stuff it underneath, so that it just looks like an even bigger bow. So that is also an option that you have. Now I know that when you're giving a gift, by the way, the thought is the gift itself. I mean, it's more about the thought than anything. And of course, if you buy an awesome gift that they love and you wrap it up in the plastic grocery bag it came from and tape it up and throw it at them, they're still gonna love the gift when they open it because it's still a great gift, right? And the thought matters. The reason I like wrapping gifts so that they look beautiful too, or that they're creative or something fun, is because part of the fun of getting the gift is tearing it open, right? I like that it's wrapped because I think that adds to the fun. And part of making it look really nice, I think just shows that you put that extra thought into it. So not only are they thinking, wow, they really got me something that I love, and so they obviously thought of me when they did that, they're also looking at this beautiful present they almost don't want to open because it's so beautiful, and they're going, man, they even put effort into wrapping it, like they really care. Like I think it just shows another level of thinking about them. And so especially if you know someone, for example, who loves puzzles and you're wrapping something like this where they have a puzzle to do, that's going to be so cool for them because they already love that. So it's just ideas to make it even more fun. That's all it is. So thank you for watching. I hope that you got one or two good ideas that you can use in your gift wrapping to make it even more fun for you.